Hello and welcome back to another video, another Chelsea transfer news video. All the latest transfer news, all the latest rumours, all for you to watch right here, right now. Enjoy. Make sure you hit the like button if you want to see daily transfer news videos on Chelsea, and make sure you subscribe as well to get notified every time I upload a new one. Right, firstly, Antonio Rudiger is training with Kai Havertz at the moment for the German international team, alongside Timo Werner, as they're playing in the Nations League, and so are most other nations. England are, Chelsea boys, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham are in the squad, and yeah, German team, Tony Rudiger, Kai Havertz and Timo Werner are the three Chelsea players. Well, Kai Havertz isn't 100% Chelsea player yet. He's going to be announced very soon. We're all bored and frustrated about the fact that he hasn't officially joined yet. Just want it to get him over the line. Maybe see if he can play in the first Premier League game of the season against Brighton. But when Antonio Rudiger was asked about Kai Havertz's arrival, he said to the media, and I quote, he said, "Everything went well with Timo Werner, so I've made my contribution." So he's basically saying that he did play a big part in Timo Werner joining Chelsea over Liverpool, as Liverpool did originally think they were going to get the £50 million man from Leipzig. This just goes to show that although he's not a great defender, he can be a bit shaky at times. He's key to this squad, because without him, we probably wouldn't have signed Timo Werner. We probably won't be about to sign Kai Havertz either. Next is a new story about Kepa Arrizabalaga. After his failed season of last season, he was breaking records for the bad reasons. He had most goals conceded in the top 10, which is not a good record you want to make, or not a good stat you want to be in. And although Chelsea have been linked to so many new goalkeepers, he has said that he wants to fight for his spot in the first team, and he's going to stay and prove himself to everybody. This is quite a bold move to make personally, because lots of fans have lost all hope in him. Some fans are getting fed up, and towards the end of the season, even myself, I was a bit frustrated about how many goals he was conceding. But I think if everybody gives him a chance, especially you there, yes, watching this video, if you give Kepa Arrizabalaga a chance, I think he'll be able to prove himself, as he obviously has the right intentions, and it's just being backed up by the fact that he wants to prove himself and fight for Chelsea, rather than just go back to Spain and have an easy career for the rest of his career. He wants to fight to get into the first squad of one of the best teams in Europe now. So this has been throwing quite a spanner into the works of Frank Lampard, after it did look like he was ready to sign a new replacement for him. However, I think he'll only really perform if he does have to have another new goalkeeper to compete with Chelsea. For example, the reason why Chelsea are being linked with Edouard Mendy and want to buy him instead of the likes of Andre Onana or Jan Oblak is so that he can try and compete with Kepa, so that they both fight, not physically obviously, but to try and get into the first team and work as hard as they can. And then Chelsea have two great options, so Kepa would be the number 2 choice, but more on Edouard Mendy in a minute, as there's a new story whirling round the media about him. Like I just said, Edouard Mendy is in the newspapers, as he's said that he wants to join Chelsea. He wants to join a West London club after the 2 rejected bids for the Senegalese international, as Rennes have rejected them both, as they think he's just too key to their squad, and they are in the Champions League next season, and they want to hold on to as many players as they want. However, he has said that he wants to move to Chelsea apparently, and this transfer is looking very likely. But Rennes have only said they'll sell him unless they've found a worthy replacement. Like I said just a minute ago, Chelsea won't be buying him with the intentions to replace Kepa. They'll be buying him with intentions to let him compete with Kepa, so that they can try and push each other to the maximum level, maximum performance, so that they can both try and whoever's doing best in training will get to play in the game. as that's all you want as a professional football player. You just want to be getting first team football and proving yourself to the world that you're the right choice. The Senegalese international, like I just said, is 28 years old, so he's older than Kepa. He's 3 years older, and he's not even been at the top level for very long. This has been his breakthrough season, really. He speaks French, so I think that's probably one of the reasons why Chelsea would go in for him instead of someone like Donnarumma, as Thiago Silva, Kurt Zouma and Cesar Azpilicueta all speak French, and Edouard Mendy could demand and shout at his teammates that understand him to get in position or whatever he wants them to do. The man is 6'6", so he's a human giant. He covers up most of the goal and can get down very low very quickly, which is very important. And I've not seen much of him, but I'm hoping he's good with his feet. But Chelsea wouldn't really be interested in him if he wasn't very good at passing or had a bad touch. So expect more on him soon. Today's comment of the day, or my most interesting comment, is from Harry Richardson, which is quite a small comment, but he says, Kante is an integral part of the team. We'll be weaker without him. I have to agree with him there. There is nobody in the world better than N'Golo Kante in the defensive midfielder role. I honestly don't think that. Casemiro, maybe he could give Kante a run for his money, but there's really not as many defensive midfielders that have as much energy, speed, and so well-rounded as Kante. And yeah, I think we would be weaker without him, as he doesn't allow the other midfielders alongside him in a 4-3-3 to get forwards. So that's like Mason Mount, he wouldn't be able to get forwards, otherwise we'd just concede. We wouldn't have as many players behind, but Kante mops up behind Mason Mount, or soon to be Kai Havertz as well, or Mateo Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Billy Gilmore, all the midfielders. He sweeps up and allows the other midfielders to get into the box or make runs in, or even take a long shot. Lastly is a very quick one, and Thiago Silva joined from PSG on a free to Chelsea last week, and he cut his wages all in a bid to try and move to Chelsea, move to West London, and him and his agent have said something pretty promising. It's a big boost to Chelsea. So they have said that he does have 5 or 6 years in him at the top level, which is huge, as Chelsea have only given him a 2-year contract or a 1 year with an option to extend by another year. But if he can last for another 5-6 years and he is still performing at the top level, Chelsea might be tempted to give him another year every year on top, so that he can help transform or catapult likes of Tomori, Ethan Ampadu and Malang Sarr into world-class defenders, brilliant leaders, maybe Declan Rice as well if we do end up signing him, which does look likely. Maybe not this summer, but probably in the future we will be signing Declan Rice. Also, he did state, or his agent stated, that the reason they chose Chelsea was because it's one of the top 10 clubs in the world, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. And hopefully the Brazilian can captain this Chelsea squad to a number of trophies and success in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And goodbye.